Okay, if you're just tuning in, you are on to Afternoon on your recharge station NTA2, and we say thank you for being part of this program today. Right on time to meet my next guest in the house. You know, we're all used to the pageants where we see young girls who do their thing on stage, who represent who they are, give us those beautiful skimpy outfits, the bikini wears and all of that. You know what beauty pageants are all about. But right now we want to bring to you a unique kind of pageant. Maybe it's the first time you will be knowing of this, and indeed it is not just for the pageant. It has the values attached to it. It has the good projection of our dear country, Nigeria, to the outside world. We're talking about the Mrs. Nigeria Beauty Pageant. Yes, you heard me right, Mrs. Nigeria Beauty Pageant. And if you do not know, the queen, the reigning queen, that's Mrs. Nigeria 2014, is in the house with me. You might be wondering, what do they have to offer Mrs. Nigeria? Is that not a married woman? Yes, she is a married woman, and she's going to bring it on this morning to you and let you know that even married women have it going. Let me not say it all. Good to have you on Morning Ride this afternoon this morning, and to share your thoughts, your perspective. I've been talking about you, but yeah, you are, yes, for me, Egbe.
Yes, madam.
You are married.
Yes.
And indeed, I didn't say much about your husband, because if he didn't say yes to all of this from day one, it wouldn't have been a reality.
Of course.
And to that end, he is here with us also. Good to have you with us on Afternoon this morning.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, for the first part, I think this crown has really taken your marriage. Let's start from that level. Your marriage to a different level and probably a different perspective. I'll begin with you, yes, because I said earlier on, if it's not for you, all this wouldn't have been a reality. You are the husband. And you said yes to this from day one, or was it like a struggle? Did she have to convince you? Or you just said, okay, go ahead and see. Did you see her winning this crown?
Yeah, well, my principle has always been allowing people to express what they have from their inside. And that's we take them from the activity stage to who God has really created them to be. So when she came up with this, I knew she really, because she contested as a single and came as a top 10 in the most beautiful day in Nigeria. I think it's 2006.
Okay.
So 2005. So I never saw marriage as a restriction.
Wow, that's a good
whatever
one.
she has before she got married to me. So it was never a struggle to allow her to go into this.
Okay, but did you ever see her winning, getting to the?
Of course.
You saw her
Of course.
wearing this crown.
Of course.
Wow.
Of course.
Okay, let me come to you, my queen. Let me call you my queen.
Okay.
You are Mrs. Nigeria.
Yes.
That title, Mrs. Nigeria, in what ways did it, apart from you being Mrs. Egbe, in what ways did it really change you as a woman?
Okay, first, let me lay some groundwork about what Mrs. Nigeria International is about. It's a pageant that celebrates the accomplishments of married women, being a wife, being a mother, being a career woman, and also impacting the society. How do I mean? I came across this pageant last year. They are based in the US. The mother pageant is the Mrs. International pageant.
Okay.
They get women from all over Nigeria, all over the world, to represent their different countries. When I saw the pageant, I applied for it, and other Nigerian women applied. They didn't have any base in Nigeria then.
You just applied,
yes,
not that
I
someone
applied.
you had to
No.
be introduced to someone who
not
knows
at
someone.
all.
Not at all.
Yes.
On the neutral
Many
ground.
women from Nigeria applied for the pageant.
Okay.
And then I sent in my entry, my picture. You must be married and be living with your husband, because one of the pageant tries to strengthen the marriage institution. And also you must be promoting a cause. That takes 50% of your scores. And at that time, I was promoting exclusive breastfeeding of infants for the first 6 months of life. So I applied, sent in my picture and showed them what I had been doing, going from one hospital to the other, doing
In other words, you have a charity work before then. Okay.
I was actively doing that, and I was breastfeeding my own son. He was less than 6 months then.
At that point in
yes.
time. Okay.
So I am supporting exclusive breastfeeding and extended breastfeeding, which is of course all the governments of the world are trying to promote, the baby-friendly hospitals and all that.
Yes,
so when I saw it was a very big thing, a Millennium Development Goal, one of the United Nations core values, I was like, this is something I want to take up. So I applied to them. I told them about my family, we're really close and everything. And then when they saw, after a while, I got an email that I was chosen to represent Nigeria in the United States for the finals, which took place in July 24th last year. So I went, represented my country, talked about breastfeeding, and to the glory of God, I got the Mrs. Africa award and also came top 16 because of the passion. Why? Because the Mrs. International franchise is all about your passion for the humanitarian cause you're promoting. It's like celebrating the ideal Proverbs 31 woman. The Bible talks about a woman that her husband praises her, her children praises her, she lifts her hand to the needy, she contributes to the society, and she's beautiful because the Bible says she's clothed with linen. She's beautiful and purple. So we're talking about a total woman. Every single woman wants to be married someday because one way or the other, we feel it makes us complete. Let me use that word. So we're now celebrating a woman that has come into marriage, has a baby or not have a baby is not a criteria.
Having a baby is not
no, it's not.
Must
but
be married.
And then this woman is able to keep herself fit. She's able to take care of her husband. She loves her kids, and then she still has time to be a career person. Like, I'm a robotics researcher. I even invented a robot, so I'm a scientist in a way. So, but for me to be a scientist and still be a mother, a wife, and then I still have an NGO that I'm trying to give back to the society by telling women, look, breastfeed, it's best for your child. It helps to reduce cancer in your child and even yourself. Breast cancer, it reduces the risk of breast cancer in women. You know, I'm telling you all that. And then
all of this put together.
Yes,
every other.
and we are saying, we are celebrating this kind of woman. This is the kind of woman we're celebrating. So Mrs. Nigeria International Pageant is not necessarily what you think about the bikinis or whatever. There's the beauty part, and that's the fascinating part of the pageant. Like, during the evening gown session, your husband escorts you down the stage. So it's like, it kind of bonds you together. It's a family affair.
And that wasn't this bikini part of it
at all.
Make people feel uncomfortable.
The idea of the pageant is just, married women are wonderful women. They do a lot. If you are married, you have a child, you have to do school runs, then you have a job probably in the bank. I was presenting
you can still hold
your home,
look fit, presentable, beautiful,
and still give back to the society. So that is what it's all about.
No doubt, this is a bigger portfolio for you. In what ways? Very soon you will be giving that crown to someone else. I'm so sure. In what ways now would you want to, make better what you're doing to the in Nigeria and even outside Nigeria?
Okay, like I said, as a queen, this is a lifetime thing. Because even next year, I have a conference in the US scheduled to speak about breastfeeding. And it's going to continue like that. I'm going to keep being the face of breastfeeding and nutrition for children. Now, as the next queen who's going to take the crown, all I'm going to say is this: please have a passion bigger than you. Mother Teresa didn't have one single property when she was dying, but she left a legacy as a woman that gave back to orphans. So that is what we are promoting. We want women to live the comfort of myself, my husband, and my kids, and go out to reach out to somebody else. It's about beauty on the inside and not just the outside.
Necessarily the outside.
No, that's not what we're doing.
Also part of it.
Yes, of course.
It's so much appreciated. In all of this, definitely, it takes her time. The schedule is tight for her. You are a great supporter. I'm so sure that the kitchen department is not suffering none of this, is it?
No, not at all.
The kitchen department is not suffering at all.
At all.
I'll ask again. The kitchen department is not suffering at all.
Not suffering at all.
You're up to the task. Because these days we appreciate and we celebrate men who don't relax and live. No matter what the woman does, you come back and you find yourself in the kitchen while you are not there. That is why you've been able to support her and take her this far. And I'm so sure this has given you a joint business together.
Serious one to work in.
For me, I want to see it as a tool to really strengthen marriage.
Yeah,
it has strengthened our marriage, and when the house is bored, you don't have anything to talk about.
Yes.
So, but by the time she's back from her work and back from my work, there's always that meeting point. Oh, this is what you did today on your program.
And there's so much to talk about.
So much. In fact, we talk till we sleep.
Wow, that's
So we're always
great.
together and yeah, strengthening our relationship.
Okay, yes, I mean, you are truly an inspiration to every married woman out there,
Thank
and
you.
we want you to keep doing what you're doing
Yeah,
as
thank
a
you.
good role model,
Yeah.
both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria.